Hi guys, I hope you are all doing well. Let's see a question today. So today's question we are taking it up from the topic of integration and we are continuing our series of questions on JEE Advanced. So let's see the question there. We have been told here that we need to find the value of the integral where the limits go from minus pi by 2 plus pi by 2 and we have been given the expression that says x square plus log to the base e pi plus x upon pi minus x multiplied with cos x dx. So we have to find the value of this entire integral that is given to us. And there are four options given to us. Let's see that as well. So the four options that are given is 0. Second option tells us pi square by 2 minus 4. Third option tells us pi square by 2 plus 4. And the last option tells us pi square by 2. So these are the four options given to us. We need to find which one of them is the correct one. So let's understand the solution here. So if I try to solve this expression first, I can split this expression as minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2, x square cos x dx and minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. We have log of pi plus x upon pi minus x to the base e into cos x dx. So these are the two integrals which we need to solve for, and we have been given an expression, that idea that says minus a to a f of x dx. So we are going to use this idea now. That is equal to 2 times of 0 to a f of x dx for the function which is even. So whenever the function is even, it becomes 2 times of, only the limits change, it goes from 0 to a f of x dx. And if you see, that same expression becomes 0 when you have an odd function. Now let's understand first of all what is an even function, what is an odd function. So basically, if I want to explain the even function, when you put, instead of f of x, if you put x as minus x, and if it comes equal, so f of x and f of minus x comes equal to each other, in that case it becomes an even function. And if you have, instead of x, if you put minus x, and if you get that expression as minus f of x, so f of x is nothing but negative of minus of f of minus x, in that case it becomes an odd function. So whenever this is the case, your answer directly becomes 0, and whenever this even function is the case, it becomes 2 times the integral from 0 to a f of x dx. Now let's try to solve this further. So we have been given two expressions. Let's understand which one of them is an even function or an odd function. So first function, if I take f of x, is given x square cos x. Now instead of x, if I put minus x, you get f of minus x as minus x the whole square into cos of minus x. So negative square becomes positive, you get x square, and cos of minus x becomes cos x. So you get here x square and cos x, and if you see here, you get the function same. So f of x, or I can write f of minus x, is nothing but same as f of x. And when this is the case, basically that becomes an even function. So you get an even function here. If you solve the next part of the same question, it is told to us that f of x is log of pi plus x upon pi minus x cos x. So if I, instead of x, if I take it as minus x, now f of minus x becomes log Pi plus x, I can write that as pi plus minus x, so it becomes pi minus x. Pi minus x. So basically previously it was pi plus minus x and pi minus x and cos of minus x. So cos of minus theta, we already know it is cos theta. So it becomes ln of pi minus x upon pi plus x into cos. Now here if you see, you get cos x same as the previous in f of x, but log term which is there, that actually becomes the opposite. So whenever, if I use the idea here, whenever you have log a upon b, you can write that as log a minus log b, or you can also write that as minus taken common, you get log b minus log a, that becomes minus of log b by a. So you get that as exactly negative and the terms become opposite. So numerator becomes denominator, denominator. So you get this as log to the base e. So if I want to invert the numerator and denominator, what happens here is you take the negative sign out. So it becomes minus of log to the base e pi plus x upon pi minus x into cos. So you get that function. So what you understand here is f of minus x for the second part of the function is nothing but negative of f of x. And when it is negative, basically that becomes an odd function. So whenever you have an odd function, the value of the integral that you have, this entire thing becomes 0. And for this, we can write that as 2 times the limits from 0 to pi by 2 f of x dx. So this is not pi square, this is pi. Let's see. So now if you solve this integral, let's see. So we were given the question minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 x square plus log pi plus x upon pi minus x into cos x dx. So we have been given this entire expression. If I try to split this idea now, you got it as minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2 x square cos x dx, and this comes out minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 log of pi plus x upon pi minus x into cos x again dx. Now what do you get here is this entire function turns out to become an even function, right? So whenever this is an even function, I can write this entire expression as 2 times integral limits go from 0 to pi by 2 x square cos x dx. And this, if you understand, has already become an odd function. And whenever you have an odd function, that makes it 0. So the answer or the value for the entire integral there in the second part becomes 0. So you get this now. So let's try to solve this integral. 2 times the integral 0 to pi by 2 x square cos x dx. Now what you can do here is you can use the value of the or the formula to find the integral of these two functions as integral u into v. So if you use this, we already know integral u into v. I can write that as u integral v minus bigger integral du by dx into integral v dx the whole with dx. Here also you are integrating it with respect to dx. So if you solve this entire function, and first of all, some of you may have questions here that how do you get this as u and this as v? This is on the basis of the understanding of lie 8. So whichever comes first, you keep that as u, and whichever comes later, you keep that as v. So here if you see L is logarithms, I is your inverse functions which are in trigonometric, A is your algebraic functions, like in this case it is x square, T again are your trigonometric functions, E is your exponential functions. So with that idea, I got u as x square and v as cos x. Now if I use the formula here, I get 2 times 2 out. Integral of 0 to pi by 2 x square cos x dx. So you get x square integral cos x dx from 0 to pi by 2 minus bigger integral derivative of x square, that is 2x, integral of cos x. This is again integrated and it's again go from 0. So if I try to solve this further, you get this 2 x square integral of cos x, if you know it is sin x, so sin x minus we have integral of 2x and integral of cos x again becomes 6. So you have to integrate that as well. The limits go from 0 to pi. 2 times x square sin x minus 2 integral of x and sin x, again it is u into v. Now here this becomes u because algebraic, this is trigonometric, so v. So again if you apply the idea of u into v integral, you can again write this as x into integral of sin x dx minus bigger integral derivative of x, that comes out 1, into integral of sin x. If you close that bracket, you close the bigger bracket, the limits go from 0 to pi. So if you solve it further, you get 2x square sin x minus 2 integral of sin x is minus cos x, right? So minus cos x, so minus minus becomes plus, so 2x cos x minus integral of 1 into integral of sin x is again minus cos x. So it again becomes plus integral cos x. You again get the limits from 0 to pi. So you get 2x square sin x plus 2x cos x. This 2 is also multiplied here, so it becomes 2 here also. So 2 and integral of cos x, we know it is sin x, so 2 sin x pi. So if I try to solve this further, you get 2 x square plus 2 sin x common and 2x cos x. Limits going from 0 to pi. So now if you try to solve this expression, you get the answer 2 times. If I substitute pi by 2 here, you get pi square by 4 plus 2. Sin pi by 2 actually becomes 1, so sin 90 is 1. 2 into pi by 2, that is plus pi, and cos pi by 2, if you see, cos 90 is nothing but 0, so you get this as, right? So this is the first limit. Now negate minus, if I put the second limit also, you get this is 0 plus 2, so 2 times sine of 0. Sine of 0 we already know it is 0, minus or plus actually. You have here 2 times of 0 into cos x, so cos 0 again, so you get this as 0. This is the entire answer. Now try to solve this expression. You get 2 times of pi square by 4 plus 2 plus 0 minus 0. So you get 0, 0 but gets cancelled. You multiply 2 throughout, you get pi square by 2 plus. So this is the answer which you get for the question given to us. And if you see the option that matches here with the question is C. So C is the correct answer for the question. I hope you have understood how to solve these types of questions where you have the combination of two functions given, one which is an even function, the other which is an odd function. So first of all, we have also understood how to identify even and odd functions. If f of x and f of minus x are equal, it's an even function. If f of x is negative of f of minus x, then it becomes an odd function. If it is an odd function, the integral value turns out directly 0. If it is an even function, it becomes 2 times the limits from 0 to a. So then we just solve using the idea of integral. And when we used that idea, we got the answer there as pi squared by 4 after applying the limits. I'll meet you again tomorrow with the next question. Till then, you can like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Also, share these videos with your friends who are also involved in the preparation of JEE Advanced. So they are also comfortable in doing such questions which come from the advanced. Thank you.